This assessment is the phonics assessment. You will also see that it is NWF, and that stands for Nonsense Word Fluency. So if you notice here, the icon beside phonics is an I, because this is actually an assessment that your student will be looking at words and either telling us the sounds in those words or being able to blend and put that word together and read the word correctly. Now, in kindergarten, your student may see this because they have not got to that skill yet. Now, middle of the school year, your kindergarten student will be assessed on NWF. Now, if your kindergarten student did well with the phoneme segmentation fluency assessment piece, you will see the NWF on your child's report. Okay. Now, for first through third grade, you will see the NWF, Nonsense Word Fluency Report, and it is broken down again by the 4 levels: red, yellow, green, and blue. Okay, so what this is can your student sound out simple words like van, Can they easily read a list of 2 and 3 letter words, no matter even if they are words that don't make sense to them? Because our goal is for them to be able to know the sounds in the letter sounds well enough to be able to read them, whether it's a real word or a nonsense word. Okay, and can your child easily read more complicated words over time? So again, I have given an example of some nonsense words. This is not the actual M-Class assessment piece because we cannot share that with you on the internet. So this is just examples of some nonsense words. So our goal is for them to read the whole words. Okay. Now, in the beginning, if they are reading the letter sounds instead of the whole word, that is okay. But our end goal is for them to be able to read the entire word together. So if I have a kindergarten or first grade student who is breaking this word apart and they're saying p, that is perfectly acceptable. We want them to get to the point to where they, instead of sounding it out, they just read it bap. Okay? Or as we're progressing, they could chunk the sounds together, l, ah, p, and then lop, so a little bit quicker. Okay. So again, our end goal is for them just to see the word and be able to read it. Nad. Okay. So down here, again, I have put the goal for the NWF, the correct letter sounds. So if you look right here, this is focusing on the letter sounds, okay, not the whole words read. So in kindergarten, at this point in the school year, we want them to be able to do sounds between 9 and 19. For first grade, we want it to be between 30 and 46. For second grade, we want it to be between 50 and 85. And for third grade, our goal is 76 to 120. Now that is the grade level cutoff. So that is how many sounds that we want them to know or be able to say. And so I'm not confusing you. If the child read NAD, that would count as 3 letter sounds because they were able to know the sounds well enough to put that word together. So they do not need to break it apart and say n, a, duh. As long as they said NAD, that would automatically give them 3 letter sound points. Okay, so now I want to look at the words recoded correctly. So this is how many words were they able to read without breaking the sounds apart. So if you look in kindergarten, if they get 1 or more at this point in the school year, that is great. Okay, because we don't expect them to know all of the letter sounds at this point. Okay, if you look at first grade, we want them to have at least 5 to 15 to be considered at grade level. So being able to read at least 5 of these words within a 1 minute time period. So that is first grade. Okay. So then second grade, we want them to be able to read 15 words correctly at this point. Okay. In third grade, we want them to be able to read 24 or more words within a 1 minute time period. So it is a timed assessment. Like I said, it is 1 minute long, but it is a great way to practice or play a game at home to see who can get the most words. And at the end of the presentation, I will give you some activities that will help support our phonics instruction.